Now, WFXR News Weather First, Virginia's most accurate forecast.
Good evening. It is a beautiful blustery day of changing weather. Look at this view from the Hunting Hills Family Dentistry, a view from the zoo. Beautiful cumulus clouds set against a blue sky. We're going to continue to see the skies scour out a little bit tonight as the front passes on through. 74 right now, and we've got winds north-northwest at 19, gusts up to about 25, even close to 30 miles an hour. We'll take a look at your pinpoint weather forecast throughout the region. It's coming up in just a couple minutes.
And now, WFXR News, live at Lane.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for this special edition of WFXR News at 6. We are live in a windy Blacksburg outside of Lane Stadium as the Hokies get ready to take on the Mountaineers for the Black Diamond Trophy. I'm Kathleen Stone.
And I'm Drew Runks. We've got sports director Jermaine Farrell here with us. About 90 minutes to kick off. Couldn't ask for a better day, though.
I'll tell you, great day, a lot of enthusiasm. I mean, the fans are fired up. There's a good mixture of West Virginia and Virginia Tech fans. But guess what? We're not alone out here, because we're going to have my buddy, the fourth member of our team, David de Guzman. He is inside Lane Stadium on the sidelines to give us a little bit more insight in this historic matchup.
Well, this will be the 54th meeting all time between West Virginia and Virginia Tech. Hard to believe, though, this is actually the first time the Mountaineers have visited Blacksburg since 2004. We're expecting a sellout crowd here at Lane Stadium, and there are so many intriguing storylines. West Virginia will be by far the most competitive and toughest team that Brent Pry has faced so far in his short tenure as head coach. And Grant Wells, a native of Charleston, West Virginia, he says that he's been looking forward to this game for quite some time. We're going to hear from both of those individuals later in the show, but for now, let's send it back out to our set outside Lane Stadium.
Thank you so much, David. Guys, 54 times this will be the number of these matchups here. West Virginia, Virginia Tech, I tell you, and they've been playing this series for more than 100 years.
It's just so surprising to see how many times they go back and forth. You know, the trophy goes to West Virginia, it goes to Virginia. Obviously, this year, Hokies are hoping to get it back.
Hey, that's what they're going to try to do tonight.
And you heard David talk about it, a sellout tonight. So, and we've seen the people from both sides here. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, and we're also going to talk about the history of this rivalry. That's going to come up in just a little bit.
All right, but before that, we want to check back in studio. Evan Johnson has a look at your headlines tonight. Evan.
Hey guys, you guys always get the best assignment. I'm a little jealous there, but I see you're fighting the win there. Hopefully you guys are having a great time out there. But we want to take a look now at some of our top news stories this evening. And we're going to start in Roanoke, where police are investigating several more threats made against local schools. Today, students at James Madison Middle and Fishburne Park Elementary Schools were evacuated this morning while police investigated a potential bomb threat. Shortly after, students at Lucy Addison Middle School were placed on a hold and secure for a separate threat investigation. Parents and guardians are now asking for more security and better communication from the schools.
So every day, it's a high anxiety between school hours of what could and couldn't happen.
Well, in its robocalls to families, Roanoke City Public Schools emphasizes if you see something, say something. The school district is also asking families to talk with their kids about the consequences for making threats, adding threats can be punishable by law. The school district and local police have just put out a video message regarding the uptick in school threats. You can find it in its entirety on our website, WFXRTV.com. Well, now may be a good time for you to go ahead and fill up your gas tank. The steady decline of gas prices may be over. AAA says the prices at the pump have now risen 2 days in a row, ending a nearly 100-day streak of declines. Virginia's average is around $3.38 a gallon. That's about 30 cents cheaper than the national average. Well, one of Governor Glenn Youngkin's first executive orders stated the Virginia DMV wasn't living up to expectations. Well, tonight we are getting a look at the progress. The acting DMV commissioner says average wait times are now 15 minutes. That's down from 45 minutes back in 2019. The DMV says a big factor for this change is the new system of offering appointments and walk-in service at the same time rather than on alternating days. Well, in this week's Dealing with Dollars, we are looking at ways you can save at the grocery store. A recent report shows consumer prices rose 0.1% from July to August. And that can really add up and put a strain on families that are already struggling to get by. But a local financial planner and father of 5, Maynard Keller, shares a way you can save a little.
When you go shopping, have a list and check it twice. That way you avoid going down that snack food aisle, and it keeps you on track.
Keller has several more tips for saving at the grocery store. Make sure you tune in tonight, first at 10, for more of his money-saving advice. All right, well, that about wraps up things here in the studio. Let's go back out live to Lane Stadium. Guys, I know the excitement is building because we are inching closer to kickoff time.
Well, Evan, first of all, did a great job on the news. And guys, he is right. We are getting closer to the ball being kicked off. The Black Diamond Trophy on the line. Virginia Tech, West Virginia.
People are starting to get rowdier out here.
Yes, they are. I was going to say, you can see the people behind us filing in, trying to get into that stadium.
Yelling some stuff, you know?
Yeah, they're having a lot of fun, if you catch our drift.
That's true.
Now, earlier David mentioned that this is the 54th, meeting for the two teams. And we actually want to turn things over to Ryan Moy, who's actually going to take a look back at the rivalry.
From the rolling hills of Blacksburg to the banks of the Monongahela River, Virginia Tech and West Virginia have been facing off on the field since 1912, in what was a decisive victory for the Hokies. But it would be another 60 years and 18 games later before the on and off series takes on true rivalry status. The year 1974, both teams wrapping up a rough year in Blacksburg. Likely no one expected the game to come down to the wire, Virginia Tech missing 2 chances to win the game on a field goal, 22-21 Mountaineers. From that moment on, the rivalry ignited, blistering hot for more than 30 years. Those decades woven with careers of storied coaches and players like Frank Beamer, Michael Vick, and Mark Bolger, Don Nealon, and incredible moments like the Miracle in Morgantown. It would also see the official naming of the rivalry, the Battle for the Black Diamond. The trophy, introduced in 1997, spending the majority of its life in Blacksburg. But in 2004, Virginia Tech left the former Big East Conference to join the ACC, pressing pause on the series after the following year. Fast forward to a neutral site meeting near DC in 2017, and the third Virginia Tech victory in a row would revive interest in the matchup. The rivalry revived again starting last year, and it was the Mountaineers who were victorious. The Hokies leaving the Black Diamond Trophy in Morgantown. And tonight, they look for redemption. Ryan Moy, WFXR Sports.
Thanks so much, Ryan. And I tell you, there's so much great history, Drew and Kathleen, when you talk about the Mountaineers and the Hokies.
And you heard Ryan mention it. It's a shot at redemption tonight for the Hokies, and that's weighing on head coach Brent Pry. Well, we want to check back in with David DeGuzman inside Lane Stadium for more on that shot at redemption.
Well, guys, the fact of the matter is that Brent Pry was already looking ahead to this game at this time last week when the Hokies were preparing to take on Wofford, knowing that this Thursday night game meant a compressed preparation schedule for the Hokies. And adding to that is the fact that this is a rivalry game being played in front of a national television audience on ESPN. There are potential recruits watching. Of course, the Black Diamond Trophy is also at stake. So Virginia Tech hoping to take that back for the first time in 5 years. And Brent Pry discussing how the players can manage all of those emotions.
They can be caught up a little bit on Thursday night, you know, to be emotional and in the moment. I get it. But, you know, what's most important to me is that we maximize each day of preparation. And you can't let your emotions get out in front of that.
Pry understands it's easier said than done. These are 18 to 22-year-olds that tend to get caught up in the moment, but he says this week is about being focused and thinking about the right things. And we're getting closer to kickoff. For under 90 minutes away. Much more to come here on Live at Lane. Stay with us. We're back after this.